confused, if that makes sense. Because while I was in college, I worked at a bigger corporation, and I haven't really got to see that. I felt like I was contributing, but not a whole lot. Um, so like that is something that excites me a lot when I'm looking for opportunity, I'd say.
Absolutely. If if I may ask, the current startup that you're at, what has made you decide to venture into other opportunities? Is there potential issue there or growth limitations?
Yeah, so no issues coming from like company, everybody, everything's great. It's just I guess how businesses work. We've had budget cuts, especially on the engineering side. They've reduced the engineering team by 50% and they're planning to reduce more. And I'm just an intern right now. So they're trying to keep more higher level engineers at the moment because of their budget restrictions. So it's not really about me not liking the company or the place. It's amazing and the work we do is amazing. It's just, I guess, I just have to accept how businesses work. So they're not able to hire anyone right now or maybe like convert to a full-time position.
Okay, okay. Guess that leads me to ask, what is your end game as far as like where what specific role do you feel like would maximize most of your capabilities? Like if you had to think of a specific role that you would love to be in, that would likely utilize everything that you're capable of.
Yeah, so the current project that I'm working on, I've really liked. I'm working on a backend Java project, and they're kind of like creating a multi-tenancy architecture within the company to reduce the AWS instant costs. So we're adding a security layer to all the API endpoints using Java, Spring, and Hibernate. And while I was working here, like in the past, I've dabbled into other projects as well. Like I worked with data, like creating dashboards and stuff using SQL queries, working with the ops team, and like automating using Python scripts to automate creating charts and stuff. And before that, I worked on a JavaScript project, which got archived, but I worked on that momentarily so far. So like I've got to like work on different things, which has been amazing at this with this internship. And I've realized so far that I love working with Java. Love working in the back end, and there's so much to learn, so many frameworks that I can dive into. So I think ideally I would look for that, but again, like I'm so early in career that I never want to like close down or like be closed off on any opportunities because you never know.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I guess that leads me to walk me through a challenging technical problem you've solved. At your Cisco or even internships while in Gettysburg. Which languages or frameworks were involved, and how did you approach it?
I think one of the challenging problems, I think I can easily talk about something that I'm working on right now, and it's like an ongoing challenge. Is yeah, so working with we are working on, as I said, creating the security layer and everything. And when I first got into this project, was very new to Java Spring. I knew Java, but I wasn't like familiar with the framework and Hibernate as well. So I'm kind of like learning as I go. And I think I've like fell into the challenge of like some problems where I had to like debug and like continuously like work for like multiple days on a single problem because they've reduced the team and I don't really have anybody. Like we have a data engineer in our team, the US team, but all the software developer, like rest of them are based in India. So I think like working with that time zone difference and kind of like not having that mentorship here has been a bit of a challenge, but we make compromises. We have like stand-ups where I can like raise questions and stuff, and we like continuously do check-ins on each other to make sure that we're on the same page and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So I guess I want to ask as well, you mentioned building or working with Python, Java Spring, TypeScript, Node. If you had to quickly stand up a microservice, for example, a data ingestion pipeline that interacts with an LLM, how would you structure that, and what decisions might drive your framework choice?
That's a huge question. I do not know how to answer that. I'm so sorry.
No, it's completely fine. It's completely fine. We're planning to unify various data sources under one HIPAA compliant environment. And I guess,
Okay.
in your experience, what are best practices that you take to ensure data security and compliance, while, enabling advanced data analytics?
Um, Data security. What was that again? Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying we're planning to unify data sources under one HIPAA compliant environment based on what our platform is doing. And in your experience, I know you said the company you currently work for is in the healthcare domain. And what
Yeah.
practices do you take to ensure data security and compliance?
I'm not really familiar with like the HIPAA compliance and everything, so I don't really know how to answer this question.
Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. I know
I
that's
don't want to say something wrong that I know I don't have any idea about.
yeah.
So
No, absolutely. I mean, that's part of the process. I know healthcare is very specialized and nuanced and
yeah, I know. Like we have had an on-site meeting, and we're fully remote, but we have had one on-site meeting while I was here, and we've talked about like briefly touch on this stuff. But we have like different committees. Like I lead the hosting cost management committee, and we have different committees to like take care of like different parts of the company, I guess. Um, so yeah, I know like it's relevant, but I just don't have the knowledge to suggest anything on that.
okay. Yeah, that's completely fine. Just a little bit about the nature of this role. We recognize that we are integrating our software within the Dell infrastructure, and one of the things that entails is the use of
What is
HP.
that infrastructure? Sorry, I just want to make sure I know. What is that infrastructure again?
Yes, the Dell infrastructure. Dell
What does
infrastructure.
that mean?
So that's HPC for AI, their GPU use, microservices, and advanced
Uh,
compliance, especially for healthcare startups. And a lot of the questions was just to convey that we are working with a specific infrastructure, and just
okay.
recognizing that the software engineer intern role was
Mm-hmm.
designed perhaps to give a working understanding of what that entails, and then to
Mm-hmm.
also gauge whether or not the role could lead into a more full-time established role of facilitating the efficiency of the infrastructure itself, and how within a startup obviously it would denote having having a leadership role as it scales because of the
Yeah.
nature of facilitating this technology, and any new hires you would have to like kind of oversee. And
Okay.
we have a plan to host forms, data pipelines, and HPC resources on a Dell server or partner cloud. And
Okay.
yeah, I just was asking questions to see how you would orchestrate containerized microservices, possibly Node.js or Python apps under that environment. But yeah.
Yeah, I've not worked with containers. Don't have a lot of knowledge on that either. I feel like I'm saying I don't have knowledge on anything at this point, but yeah, it's just
No, I mean you made it very clear with being so early in your career path that you're absolutely dead set on finding opportunities that both help you in the industry and also allow you to learn, which is very
hmm
important. And
yeah.
from your resume, it looks like you've often been at the intersection of development and cross-functional teamwork. And I just wanted to ask, how comfortable are you when it comes to taking ownership over technical tracks if the opportunity arises?
Of course, yeah. I definitely believe in myself for doing research, and like if I'm required on working on something, I would always make sure that I've done my research enough, I've practiced enough, and I don't mind taking ownership at all. Actually, that makes me feel that I'm contributing a lot more, and especially within a startup, like whole reason I want to work for a startup is to be able to take that ownership, to be able to really make an impact. So I would not mind doing that at all. I think that is the best way to go, or like start your career and have that mindset moving forward. And it would be great for my self growth as well. So yeah, certainly.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a great answer. I guess I'd ask as well. With startups and how fast they move and how they're ever evolving, I guess I would ask you a particular question of like, what's your interest in entrepreneurship? Even if it's in the future, founding your own venture or being an early leader at a startup. Because obviously, within a startup environment, I'm not sure about the current one that you're in, but usually it calls for leadership as well, given the nature of how they
Yeah.
scale and grow over time.
Yeah, like definitely, yeah. That I my long-term goals always like has been I've always had passion for mentorship. I guess that kind of relates to leadership as well. But I'm part of this, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called ADP List, or they do like mentorships programs, and I have attended a couple of their mentor sessions, and my long-term goal has been to kind of like um, get experience, and because they require for all the mentors to have experience. I've mentored international students in the past while I was in college. I was an RA, so I've helped like people with like transitioning from like say sophomore, first year to sophomores, and I feel like that leadership things that I've done in the past has always kind of like helped me battle through like self-worth doubts, and like maybe like especially in tech, like having like the imposter syndrome, because there's so many amazing people around you. Like it
Absolutely.
feels great to know that you are making an impact on somebody's lives, or like just helping people out like move forward in their careers. So I think like for me, like that matters a lot too, because I know that they'll help them, but it'll also like help me.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
No, well said. Well said. I guess the final thing that I wanted to ask you was for you, what is your specific compensation ranges and prospective start dates? And I wanted to kind of get a clear understanding of your, expectations there as well.
Okay, like for compensation package, I am very flexible with that. I truly believe, I don't know if this is a cliche answer, but I truly believe in finding the right opportunity. So I am not, yeah, I would say I'm like flexible to like discussing um and remain open to whatever the company is comfortable with, I'd say.
Okay. And as far as start dates, I kind of wanted to, get an understanding of prospective start dates. I know you're currently are working within an operation, but what would prospective start dates look like for you?
Ideally, March, like for me, or like any time really would work because I'm very transparent with the company that I'm working in that I am actively in a job search process because as soon as I got the information that I would not be receiving a full time, I'm an international student. I can't stay unemployed for very long, so I have to make
Absolutely.
sure that I land the right opportunity and I don't have that gap on my resume, keep working. So I've made it very transparent and they've been really supportive with that as well. So my last day is February 14th. So yeah, anytime after that would work for me, preferably early as possible
Okay.
would be amazing.
Okay. And that leads me to say, are you still on an F1 visa? You're still on an
I
F1
am.
visa, and
Yeah, F1 OPT STEM visa.
okay, so you would be requiring an H1B visa in the future, as far as or
I Yeah, so I have a year and a half
okay,
left. So I don't really I have accepted that my willingness to work for a startup also comes with the um like sort of disadvantage that a lot of startups would not be able to afford to sponsor. So I've kind of accepted that. I do have a year and a half left in my STEM OPT extension where I'm like valid to work.
okay,
So yeah, I'd be willing to work if sponsorship is not an option.
okay, yeah. Because what I'll do, and I know my deadline for this will be in February. I will be
Mhm.
explaining with investors as far as like you as a potential hire, like all
Mhm.
your qualifications, what would be required as far as training and salary as well, because I would be sending you an offer that outlines, what we could pay you, and if you wanted that to be more or less, or I mean, maybe not less, but like if you wanted that to be more, we could explore it. We could explore that as well. So what I would do is just kind of speak with them about, this hire and why I believe this candidate would be effective in helping us, move over our infrastructure and,
Mhm.
get started on scaling our operation. And
Okay.
yeah, so I appreciate, you answering all these questions. You're a remarkable candidate as far as even your
Thank you.
technical proficiency so early in your career. And so, yeah, we
Thank
definitely love to work with you. And I'll be sending you, via email, just additional information and see if it's something that aligns with your interests. And with that being said, if you have any further questions for myself, I can certainly answer those.
Yeah, I do. I do want to know more about I mean, obviously, have gone through the LinkedIn page and everything, but I do want to learn more about the company and what your vision is, and also learn about how the team structure is going to be like. Um, yeah.
Yes. So, a little bit about Z Square Health. We're focusing on, converting medical research into visual 3D simulations, and we're using NVIDIA to try to scale that into more robust simulations rather than just, lean interfaces or like lean visuals. And I think additionally, we're focusing on building research cohorts. So the goal is to democratize access to medical research by allowing anyone to join cohorts, and the cohorts can operate in allowing individuals to receive grant funding as well as to, explore medical research that's long been gatekept away from the public. We also have risk assessments, and our risk assessments require a massive amount of data and fine tuning as we're looking to take specific illnesses and provide risk assessments that cover massive amounts of disparate data to form insights and risk patterns for different diseases, whether it's connecting air pollution data with, you know, for lymphoma, for example, or just something that wouldn't seem like it had any congruity. So we're trying to build risk assessments that operate with disparate insights, and we're using, you know, AI models, which we had been using OpenAI's API, but it limits our scale as it's very cost intensive. So we're working on fine tuning models within Hugging Face, and hopefully, you know, being more HIPAA compliant there. But
Are you guys based off of ATV?
yes, yes,
Oh, you are? Okay.
yes,
Cool.
yep.
And I guess the other thing was, yeah, the team structure. How am I, if I were to work, who would I be reporting to? What would the team look like in general?
Yes, as we finalize hires, it's important to recognize, you know, within a startup, it's not the same, you know, bureaucratic structure that you may
Yeah.
be used to, which is why I was asking you, you know, if you're someone that is able to be a leader and, you know, take ownership over a particular
Yeah.
project, as that was something that would be required. Understand that not all of this you will like be able to just immediately know, and there may not be
Yeah.
the most expansive training protocol, but just how well can you, you know, learn on the job and actually like apply skills. I mean, you're going to make mistakes, but at the end of the day, it's just like an opportunity to learn and, you know, get better every day, especially working with maybe software or working with frameworks that you may not have worked with in the past.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. And I guess like not trying to like circle back to the same thing again and again, but I guess my question was, since I'm an intern, would there be other like software engineers in the team as well?
Yes,
Or
yes,
okay,
yes. We're
I
we're
guess.
we're looking to hire four software engineer interns,
Mhm.
and with that being said, we're really looking by March to hire someone full time. Like we'd ideally like to hire two or three full time software engineers, which is what we're looking to get approval for, so we can make those hires.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to understand like um where you are as a startup right now. So I'm guessing there aren't software engineers in the team right now currently.
Yes, yes, we do have one software engineer, and right now we have kind of like a lot of individuals that are working remotely. So our team is only 6 people. And so we're
Okay.
kind of looking to use resources to massively scale our operation as we move towards a new infrastructure, which is
Yeah,
going to require more individuals that can work with that technology.
that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so like you said startup dates, and I mentioned anytime, I mean as early as possible. Did you have any startup dates, like ideal startup dates that you were planning on hiring intern by?
Yes, yes, March. We're looking for the second week of March, so it'd be
Okay,
around
that's
March
okay.
15th. So that's kind of how we're operating, and we'd just be
Okay.
meeting with investors regarding that, and to determine, you know, what candidate they would, you know, approve as far as like allocating those funds towards.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that is pretty much all the questions I had. If you have any questions for me, I'd be
Oh,
happy to.
yeah, I think you answered all the questions. You operate with a level of humility, which is great because I can tell that you're someone who's, you know, able to, you know, grow from mistakes or, you know, open to
Mhm.
learning new information, which is awesome. What I'll do is I'll email you probably The at the latest, you'll receive the email on Monday. It'll just have more information regarding the role, and if you have any further
Okay.
questions from there, I can answer those via email or. And yeah, we'll go from there. I want to thank you again for your time.
Of course, and I thank you for your time as well. Okay,
Absolutely.
one last question. I'm sorry, I don't want to keep you for long, but I did see a fellowship that you guys were planning on doing, and I did like message the company's page, but I never heard back. Are you still gonna do the fellowship? I think it was like fellowship done by the company, kind of to help like new like professionals, like young professionals and everybody to like
Yes.
kind of like land opportunities like on resume and stuff. Are you still
Yeah,
doing
so
that?
so that was more so designed for obviously you're a lot more advanced than that because you're like an actual legitimate software engineer that we're like taking
Yeah.
serious as a full-time hire. That was
Yeah,
more
and
so
I was reaching out to like I was asking. Sorry to interrupt. I was asking to like if you like I would love to be a part of that to help. I guess
oh
was
yeah,
what I.
absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely something that we have in the works as far as a fellowship between, us and Georgia Tech and Georgia State and Emory, all the local universities that have just immense amount of students that would love to get into healthcare, especially healthcare and the intersection of AI and software development. So yeah, that's something that once again that calls for the kind of leadership aspect. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, the wrong meeting.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Sorry.
Is this interface like was it is it created by you guys or because I did have issues navigating earlier too.
Yeah, it may not be the most iterative. It was just kind of like an API as it kind of
Uh,
bypassed having to pay for Zoom. So we're just doing that.
uh,
Yep,
gotcha. Okay.
absolutely. But once again, I want to thank you for your time, and I'll go ahead and proceed in getting that email out to you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely.
Have a good day.
You enjoy the rest of your Friday. Absolutely.
Yep. I'm trying to see how do I get out of this because there's
Oh,
no.
yeah, sorry. You just want to kind of maybe minimize it, and there's a leave button on the right. Yeah, it may not be the most iterative.
It's not on my. Okay, I'll just like close the window and
Okay,
see.
yeah, that would probably do it. But
Okay,
thank
bye.
you for your
Have a good
time.
day.
Absolutely. Freaking Shorty was so bad. She was so bad, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. She was bad as hell. Bro, I got Shorty to log on. She joined the chat. She joined the chat. Oh my gosh. I was like, Shorty bad as hell. Oh my god.
Recording in progress.
Hello, CJ. Hey, how's it going, CJ? Yeah, it says you're connecting to audio, so you may not.